Hello everybody, this video is pathetically late, but I have been working every day for like the past 4 days, and then also yesterday I had to go out of town, or sorry, all day today I had to go out of town. So now that I'm back, I'm going to be making this video. So if you wanted to hear my thoughts on it for whatever reason, even though I'm not a big content creator, if you are one of the more recent subscribers since I, kind of went really hard in the PoE2 content sphere, and you did actually care about my opinion, then this is the video to kind of get the patch note rundown very quickly, and also my thoughts and whether I've had experience with some of the things that have been fixed. So, one of the first and biggest things is we're going to go through the Runes Valdur changes. I'm just going to list the most important ones. So, the maximum number of remnants in the Grand Expedition now increases per waystone tier, so the higher waystone tier you have, you will be able to find even more remnants than was before. Typically on my expedition maps, I would find 4, maybe 5. And I think on one I actually found 3. Now, I haven't played a lot of expedition, but that's just been my experience with it. So hopefully we can, tier 15 plus, tier 16, we can get maybe like 6, 7 remnants on the map. That would be very cool. But we now have less explosives. So I have 15 explosives, 120. Now, usually, and this is just in my experience, like I said, which isn't a lot, but still, you don't need 20 to really get to all the places you're going. And I think having 15 or just having maybe a little bit less explosives like we're going to have now, 15 instead of 20, will actually be good for the balance, because there's going to be a lot more things that are going to be interesting, but maybe you won't be able to get to literally everything you want, and then you'll have to do another expedition map, which should be fun. Now, the rewards for this are going to be increased greatly. Here we can see the runic modifiers on monsters granted by runic inscriptions now improve the rewards of the monsters more significantly. These have in most cases been doubled, in some cases significantly more. And then also all the basic weapon and armor chests have been removed. Thank God. Now you should find an abundance of chests which drop currency, unique items, and waystones. Additionally, there are now mysterious chests that drop regular items and trinket chests, both of which drop items of very high rarity bonus. So we love to see that. The chests, and pretty much every, if you just find an expedition in your map, the chests are completely worthless. If you do an expedition map, the chests there are also completely worthless, which is sad, because you're just maybe trying to get to the maybe one remnant on the map that's actually like half decent, and then just praying that like something drops from that. Next, we're going to go to the endgame changes, the general endgame changes. I don't know why they ordered it this way, because there's other league changes here, but we're going to go over the endgame changes. So now, previously attempted maps now additionally have 50% reduced experience earned on top of already penalized item rewards. So this is just even more penalty for dying on a map. Usually what I do whenever I die on a map is I'll straight up walk over to Doriani, buy a white tier 14 map, throw it in there, because I'm not getting the benefits of any of my tablets anyway. There is no point even trying to juice it. Just make the monsters on it as completely weak as possible. Blast through the map in less than like 30 seconds. And then, hopefully, depending on the layout, I guess, go straight to the boss, kill it, and just move on with your day, right? It's completely worthless to even attempt to juice a map that you've already lost on, especially now, because 50% reduced experience. I don't know what that means. Followers of the king and miss have taken up residence with the maze and the crux of nothingness and aim to kill you as you try to escape the maze. I don't even really think I know what the hell that means. But anyway, let's go to delirium changes. Now, delirium simulacrums now start at 100% delirious, so you don't have to work your way up there, and then they scale up to 200%, which was, as it was. The simulacrum maps no longer spawn immediately when spreading delirium fog on maps. Instead, are now spawned when reaching 100% deliriousness in the fog bank. Maps within the fog of Atlas have their special mirror shard shown as the delirium progress bar. When a player distance indicator and slight visual changes to indicate the players in fog anywhere in the map, this is purely a visual change. That's good. Okay. So this is awesome. The next thing that I'm going to read is awesome. You can't just wake up from one notable delirium passive skill. Now, sorry, you can't just wake up from this. What is it called? You can't just wake up from this one. Is that what it? Bro, this is painful to read. Can we put quotation marks in there? Basically, there's a delirium passive skill now on there that makes simulacrum spawn shards between waves, allowing a single selection. Now, I've already played this. You can choose threats, which adds an additional modifier to the area, which increases reward and danger. Apex predators adds a boss to the encounter, and pure emotions, which add additional monster packs to the encounter. Now, I went through a run. On my first run, I chose Apex Predator a few times to test something, and turns out Delirium is now more ritual than ritual. Basically, with ritual back in 0.5.2, I believe that's what it was, they said, hey, so the monsters now don't spawn all at once, or like the bosses can't spawn all at once. There can only be one boss spawned at a time on the ritual. Now, in the Red of the Nameless. I really hope they go back and make this a multiple choice thing. I think it'd just be very cool, very, very nice for flavor. Obviously, it wouldn't decrease the rewards in any way or increase the rewards in any way. It's just nice to have the idea that, like, if you are a build that is capable of it, or if you will enjoy this, high risk, high reward encounter, and you want to keep it so that you're fighting multiple bosses at once and you think you can do it, then you have that choice. But if you're like, hey, my build's a little weaker, I'll sacrifice some time. Or maybe I just like the one-on-one, boss battle followed by the next one-on-one boss battle, whatever. Then you can choose that side of the that side of it. But what this change does is escalating or Apex Predators makes it more ritual than ritual, because all the bosses that you add to the encounter in the Delirium, in the Simulacrum, can spawn at the same time. You can have them all out at the same time. So you're basically just playing classic ritual in Delirium, in the Simulacrum, which is very, very strange to take it away from one mechanic and then say, okay, now we're just going to give it to the next mechanic. Very, very weird. They changed some notable passive skills as well with Delirium to do other various things. You can read those if you want. Add additional monsters to the Loathsome Mire. I'm not sure why they would do that. It's just a very annoying place in general. I think they should fix the Loathsome Mire as it is. I feel like even after you learn, hey, all I have to do is follow which way the blood is flowing, and I will be able to find the altar. Sometimes you're still walking for like 2+ minutes. And if you're adding more monsters, and that's more of a chance for you to get knocked out of a sprint because you're just trying to sprint and get this dumb mechanic over with. Very, very frustrating. I mean, they could reduce the size of the Loathsome Mire by 90% and it'd still be a big zone. Please, can we just like fix that before we try to make it like Abyssal Depths, but the most annoying, unrewarding thing you've ever done in your life, which is currently what it is right now. Anyway, Summoning Circle now pause Delirium Fog. Okay, that's good. And then fix bugs. That's nice. Let's go to the breach changes. So they increase the amount of maps that can spawn in breach strongholds. Very, very nice. I feel like people were just looking for more strongholds because they give specific things that you'd want from them. But at the same time, strongholds, while they give specific things that you don't get from normal breach hands, that people are looking for, so they want strongholds. At the same time, it's also just generally weaker to do strongholds than just do like a triple breach tablet map and get all the different hands of, complete all the different breach hands on the map. It was just very, very weak. So they basically where is it? Okay, I can't find where it is. They did a few things that make breach hives more valuable breach strongholds more valuable to do. Oh yeah, also improve the user experience with consuming breach fruits in large quantities. Thank God. Having to do like 300 mouse inputs to do a birthing session with your room tree, very, very annoying to do. And I mean, I haven't really done much breach. It's definitely the mechanic I've done the least. Watching my friend do a gambling run where he spins the slots and does his breach womb tree gift openings, I have watched that, and having to like drag it from your hand to the tree, click the button, and then like drag it from. Oh my god, man! Like, can we just and then like not have to click the button to birth it at every single time? Um, so thank God that they did that. Um, okay, there we go. There we go. All breach spawns and breach highs are now at least magic. You can create Dreamer Scythe, new skill which adds a zone that upgrades the rarity of monsters that enter it. Aelith can create Otherworldly Nemesis, a new skill which adds an additional pack of rare monsters at the start of each wave. Aelith can create Zesh Fervor, a new skill which increases the effectiveness of all monsters spawn in the breach hive. Additionally, an Aelith skill which previously spawned a small amount of magic monsters now adds 2 packs of magic monsters to the start of each wave. So a lot of buffs just in general to the breach hives, the strongholds. Very, very nice for breach. Abyss changes. So Kulamak will always drop an ancient currency, which is very, very cool. The ancient currencies have, of course, gone down extremely in value since this change has happened. But also the fingers, the invitations have gone up significantly. So, you lose some value here in the market, you gain some value there in the market. It all depends. I actually had like 8, or it was 6, 7, 8, whatever, however many invitations saved up, and I still have them with me right now because it was just so worthless to do. Kulamak, by the way, is far and away the weakest and most pathetic of the pinnacle bosses in the game. He just flops over 6 consecutive times, or 5 consecutive, however many times you have to fight him, like 4 or 5 consecutive times. He does nothing. It's so bad, but they increased his reward, so that's nice. And they're also planning on actually giving him more what do you call them, more unique items that are special to him, which all of the brand new pinnacle bosses basically got with their release. So that's going to be very nice. That's actually what I'm saving my my invitations for. I'm going to do it when he's guaranteed to drop ancient things, but also have like high value uniques that he drops, because then the invitations are going to go up again in value, and the things that you can get will be even better. Testicle Solar Layer also always drop desecrated currency. Vandroth the Black Button and Slaver will now always drop desecrated currency. Final large abyssal trove in the abyssal depths will now contain desecrated currency. That's very, very nice, guaranteeing that abyssal depths spawn desecrated currency. I have sworn that abyssal depths were like shadow nerfed for a while now. This doesn't confirm that to be a fact, but it does basically confirm that the devs believe that the abyssal depths are just, at least were, very shit. A lot of times it just wasn't dropping anything you would ever imagine you could want. It was very, very bad. Close to the Surface Abyss Atlas passive skill now. Additionally, it has the Abyss tablets. Also grant Abyssal Depths 25% increased chance for monsters to have additional Abyssal monster modifiers. So all the monsters in the Abyssal Depths will also be stronger and have more rewards. 25% Abyss Tablets also grants Abyssal Depths increased chance for monsters to have Lichborn modifiers, and Abyss Tablets also grant Abyssal Depths 4% increased pack size. So very, very nice. Abyssal Depths, just massive boon to their power and reward. They added more Abyssal modifiers to the Grip of the Kulamak Ring. They combined a few modifiers and then removed a few that were really, really bad. I have made, like I said, I used one invitation just to see it in action. I got an ancient jawbone, I believe. Still, it's still valuable. It's just not like 9, almost 10 div anymore. It was almost 10 div. Now it's like almost 3 div. So definitely a significant lowering of the value of these modifiers, of these ancient currencies. But Very, very cool that it's like at least guaranteed every time you fight him. Um, but yeah, I did it and I got a ring that has evasion and deflection based off of evasion. So getting both of those stats on a ring, that's all that I've seen so far. But that was like the most significant thing. I was like, oh, that's crazy that it rolled both of those. That'd probably be really good, especially with some other really nice. If those two things that I got also came with like other really good things, if I rolled better the other times on the other modifiers, I think I could see like a big evasion slash deflection ring be very, very useful with someone's build at some point. I think it'd be very, very cool. So, more bug fixes, whatnot. Temple changes. So the basically the Atlas passive skill, or one of the Atlas passive skill, now makes like a monster that's near the Vol beacon very powerful instead of like giving it a chance to drop temple currency. So temple currency overall is going up because only people who actually run the temple itself are going to be getting that. You can't just get it randomly off of, hitting a beacon and getting lucky when you open the chest. But now also, or whenever you kill the boss. But now there's going to be like it supercharges a mob that's nearby and it drops more rewards and whatnot. It's a little more difficult. General changes and improvement. Rogue Exiles no longer drop corrupted items was a big one for me. I think Rogue Exiles are extremely shit. I think they're still shit. They're just not as shit anymore. Because not dropping corrupted items, I mean, sometimes they would drop magic corrupted items. Anything that's a rare item that they would drop that doesn't already have six modifiers and also have max quality and also have what do you call it, sockets. Why would you ever want that to drop corrupted? It's literally worthless right off the bat. So stupid that that's even possible. So very happy that that is not a thing anymore. So fun fact, this one was actually kind of crazy. Like I noticed this and I was like, oh my god, I've done that so many times. When opening the I1 or I have currency selectors in the currency exchange, the search box will now have immediate focus when using mouse and keyboard. So there have been times where I click I1 and I just look at my keyboard and I just start typing, right? Okay, I'm a keyboard looker, okay? Sue me. And then I'll look up, right? Or I'll be looking while I'm typing and it'll just be gone. It'll like open up my inventory or something because I tapped I. And I'm like, why would that not? And it is so weird. I would never want to be the person who's like, okay, so I have a nitpick. I don't click this text box, so whenever I start typing, it doesn't search. But like it is annoying, and you would think that like if you were just thinking, how can I make this system as seamless as possible? You would include that, right? But it's not really something you can like cry about. Like it's not a detriment to your gameplay not having that be the thing, but it is just smoother in general. So I'm really happy that that's now a thing, because for some reason I was already doing that, and I was just closing out the box every time I would tap a button that's a different hotkey for something else. Okay, some more campaign changes. Very nice. Mark UI when playing with the controller. Nobody plays with controller, so it's fine. You know what I mean. And then also they gutted my boy Gianor. You hate to see it. They want actual baby toddlers, goo goo gagas to play this game. I don't know why you would ever do this. I think the bosses, especially the end of act bosses, should always be a big challenge and should be a filter. Like, hey, maybe you need to go farm that last area of the boss. Maybe you should actually interact with the gambler. Maybe you should actually interact with any of the traders that you see throughout the campaign that refresh every time you level up. Maybe you should actually interact with these systems that we put in the game. But instead of promoting that, we're promoting thumb sucking and diaper pooping. So it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It's just I think these changes are cringe. I do. Every time they nerf a boss, I like, unless it is actually crazy, I think it's cringe. I, Me and Archive Esoterica, someone who I've had on the podcast many times, we have two friends. One has played Path of Exile, one before, very, very short amount of time, never even made it to Endgame, never completed the campaign, never even, I don't even think we made it halfway through the campaign. And then him and our other friend, who's his girlfriend, they were playing together. Um, she, they were doing, she has never played either of the Path of Exile games. They fought Geonor, both of them, for the first time ever, both playing Path of Exile for the first time ever in their first play session, like 6 hours in, 6 hour act one, holy banger, holy ethical. They fought Geonor, and yeah, maybe they died a few times, maybe they had to reset a few times, but they both beat him. Why are we nerfing this? It's so crazy and it's so cringe. Anyway, just wanted to do a little rant about that. Listen, I'm not like Geonor's BFF, but like I really do like Geonor, and the fact that we're triple nerfing him is just so ridiculous to me. I don't understand. People don't even consider him the hardest boss in the campaign. Like people consider like relative to where you are, of course. People consider like Jamin Ra has been said is the great filter. And I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Like why are we nerfing Geonor, man? Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you for making it to the end of this video if you have, and I'll see y'all in the next video.